tips to world events galore. Gaming discussions, nothing's off the table.
I accidentally hit live before, so I wait to get into that window.
Ride, no need to stable. Welcome to the Nutty, where minds intertwine. Unraveling theories with laughter and kind. From gaming to growth, we keep it real. So tune in right now, let's start the reveal. Peanut and Skip, we're here to stay. Join us on this ride, come laugh today. It's the Nutty Podcast, pull up a seat. Peanut and Skip, Star Hopper, bringing that heat. We're diving deep in the games we play. Conspiracies lurking every single day. Talking about life now, ain't that neat? Welcome to the Nutty, where minds intertwine. Unraveling theories with laughter and kind. From gaming to growth, we keep it real. So tune in right now, let's start the reveal. Join us as we journey through pixels and lore. From self-growth tips to world events galore. Gaming discussions, nothing's off the table. Grab your controller, we're ready and able. It's a wild ride, no need to stable. Welcome to the Nutty, where minds intertwine. Unraveling theories with laughter and kind. From gaming to growth, we keep it real. So tune in right now, let's start the reveal. Peanut and Skip, we're here to stay. Join us on this ride, come laugh today. It's the Nutty Podcast, pull up a seat. Peanut and Skip, Star Hopper, bringing that heat. We're diving deep in the games we play. Conspiracies lurking every single day. Talking about life now, ain't that neat? Welcome to the Nutty, where minds intertwine. Unraveling theories with laughter and kind. From gaming to growth, we keep it real. So tune in right now, let's start the reveal. Join us as we journey through pixels and lore. From self-growth tips to world events galore. Gaming discussions, nothing's off the table. Grab your controller, we're ready and
Go. I knew something was wrong. Welcome, guys. Welcome. This is the Nutty Podcast. Skip is here. I just forgot to turn on his camera. Let me do that real quick. Should be under left chair. No, right chair? There it is, right chair. Yo, Skip is visible. Hello, retired firefighter. How you doing?
I don't know what energy this is, but we're here.
Oh, there's a line right above your head.
Why? It's because I had zoomed in everything from my last stream because I don't know what I did to my foot. Like I stepped on something and my heel was just killing me. And did that fix it?
Yep, you are good.
Yay! I just had to reposition everything. Um,
Let's
my
see.
brain. Hold on. I'm gonna try this. I don't know if I can do this or not. I should be able to. God, I keep getting notifications. I'm trying to do something. There we go.
17 months
Yep.
and teamnutty.com.
Yeah. If you're looking to get some sweet merch like this, I'm on a delay, so everything looks weird for me. Hold on. I need to switch over screens. So, we got the little the holy crap, my brain's not working because I just woke up from nursing a headache, but we got the astronaut helmet full of fish, and then we got the Skip's merman encounter on the back. Nothing gay, nothing sexual about it. It's just two individuals enjoying corn dogs. So if my mom is watching, everything's fine. But also, can we take a second? So for anyone who doesn't know anything behind the scenes, what was it? It was like Wednesday or Thursday. Me and Peanut were up till about 8 a.m. my time, which I'm 3 hours ahead of him. And Peanut has taken the time to overhaul a whole lot of the teamnutty.com. And if you could go over there and just take a look at all the hard work he's put into it, I'd greatly appreciate it because none of that is possible without him. He's put in a ton of work. I've been there for some input. That's pretty much it. But like, he busts his ass on that website. So definitely give him a shout out and go check out teamnutty.com for all the collab merch that we are doing. And hopefully we'll have more team members come in and make more merch for you guys.
Much appreciate on that call out, guys. Do check it out. There's a collabs tab as well. You'll actually see there's a spot already for the first person added onto Team Nutty on the collabs, which is Skip. Small thing that I put in there for him. What I see, he's real big on mental health awareness. A lot of different things. I added a small little paragraph for him. You click into it, you'll see all his socials right there, his bio, and his merch that's specifically his linked to his. So I actually corrected that now. So as soon as any merch is added under his name, it'll be right there directly.
And we did just do the new sticker drop for all of my shirts. So if you just want some stickers, which are a lot cheaper than buying a whole shirt, I believe those are like $5 on the website.
I believe
So
so.
go get your stickers, go get your shirts, and more to come. Also, Ed, thank you for always being in our chat, for being a real one. I know you're always in mine as well as always in Peanuts, day nights, all the late night homies. So just want to say appreciate you. Always a real one.
And guys, we also just dropped a new shirt for my personal collection. Also, two mugs that also go with the new design that we did on a shirt and a sweater with the input from Skip. It's called Tales of the Epic Nut.
It's funny because it's same kind of vibe as the lore shirt, but in such a like a cartoony peanut way. It's similar vibes, but extremely different. So if you want your epic fantasy tale to be a little more whimsical, definitely check it out. It looks like it's painted on like an old timey scroll. It's very cool. Uh, and then if you're more into the little sultry, seductive side of things, check out the lore shirt, which is a hilarious rebranding thing. Not really a rebranding, but like Peanut came to me with the idea, and I was like, I hate that. I love it. Yeah, fucking print it. So I came up with the front idea. He already had the back idea, and we like like the brand says, it's a nutty collab.
And guys, Skip's not aware of this, but we also just dropped a mug that goes with the lore.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I had no idea. Well, this is news to me. So you know what, Chef Mike, if you're watching this, it's not my fault I didn't know that we had this merch. Also, what's really bad? I know we're going to get into the topic really fast, but I just want to make this note. So we're talking about the lore. We're talking about the epic tales, or was it the epic tales of Peanut or epic tales of Nut? What is it called?
mm,
Or
uh,
Nutty's epic tale?
what was it actually? Tales of an Epic Nut.
Yeah. So we're still in the vein of like books and stuff. And it's funny because last night I tend to shop when I'm like half asleep, and I bought another book, and it's just like, oh, like I mean, it's another special edition. It's like it just looks so good. I haven't read this yet, but like it seduced me with its sprayed edges, right? You were having, you know what, Majora? It's a better day because you saw me. Don't you lie to me, boy. I will throw you back into the pit and repo. Don't you think I won't? That would be insane merch. That'd be so funny. Look, I don't know if we're getting into the insert.
That can be done through fourth wall.
Oh, oh no.
That can be done.
I hmm hmm. I don't know.
So
I'll have to.
Majora, I know your IRL, so I can get that sent to you.
Oh no. I listen. My brand is a little chaotic, right? I don't know if I can take that step. That's quite the merch.
We have a buddy we went to high school with that he has some interesting clothes piece that he's made through fourth wall. Let's just go with that.
Oh no. Oh no, I'm scared.
He chose every piece of clothing there is right there, so yeah, pretty interesting. So here, let me at least show you guys the mug that you can get in either 11 or 15 ounce called
I thought you
the
were gonna I thought
lore.
you were gonna show I thought you were gonna show your buddy stuff. I was like, oh no, what is this podcast?
No, we're not showing that one.
I'll be
So
like, I have no affiliation. I'm gonna back out slowly. Hi, Eggy.
let's see. Where is it? Right there. All right, guys. So this one here, let me just make it huge so everybody can see. This one is called the lore. It's the front cover to the Skippa Sutra.
It looks so good. I
And this
love
one
the
right
front
here.
of it. Honestly,
That.
the whole design of that shirt is so good.
How passionate that shirt looks. Oh, mug.
Yeah, yeah. Look how good that thing is. I know, right? Peanut made that back part. I made the front part with like the perfume bottle. He showed that to me. I'm like, ah, man, it's fucking epic. That's funny though. It looks great on the mug, especially the black porcelain. That looks great.
And you can get it in either 11 or 15. So it's not that bad on pricing. It's $10.99 on an 11, $12.99 on a 15 ounce.
That's pretty decent. And mind you, we're pricing things to basically have it be the lowest as possible, so we don't have to pay for stuff, and fourth wall takes care of everything else. So I think on my shirts it's like 6 cents because it's like that's just how the math worked out after shipping and everything. So when you're buying the lore, when you're buying the merman encounter, it's because there's 3 different designs on it that they charge a bit more. So it's like 19.99 was about the lowest we could go where we don't have to deal with a lot of the logistics of it. So if we could bring the prices down, we would, because this is more of just getting our brand out there. And hopefully people like what we make. But unfortunately, without us doing everything by hand on our own, having our own team and everything like that, we can't. But maybe in the future, if we become successful enough, or maybe I'll just
Possibly.
start sewing my own merch. But until then, this is how we're going to be doing it. But we appreciate everyone who has bought any merch so far, whether it's a mug, a shirt, a sticker, whatever it is. We love all of you very, very much. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys showing up in our streams, whether it is our own personal streams or when we do the Nutty podcast. We love you all very, very much.
I do appreciate everybody coming in, all the different faces that always show up here every single episode, and here during any stream that we have, either myself, Skip, if we do any collab streams, or if we do the Nutty podcast. All you guys are real ones. Honestly, I want to keep growing, keep adding people, and honestly, I'm not really making money off of the shirts and all that stuff. How you said, I literally just price it towards a couple cents above, just so it's reasonable pricing for you guys. And yeah, just because I add, instead of just the front, if it's the front, the sides, the back, whenever you have the front and the back, it bumps up a lot of money. And then on the sides, it still bumps up a couple bucks. But to where it's reasonable, to where it has certain stuff and it's not just a plain shirt for you guys, I try doing, because I don't really care for the money on it. I care more on at least having my brand out there. I don't really care like, oh yeah, cool, they're paying me a bunch of money. That, no, that's not what it is. Like Skip's even seen the dollar amounts on that thing. I think I made 50 cents on one, but that's
Yeah.
because I really don't care. I just want the brand name out there.
Mhm.
And doing the collabs with Skip, like that's really all we're doing. Just getting the name out there.
Yeah, and throwing out some merch, whether it be super awesome or super silly. It's kind of a fun experience just to put it out there. Because like I know a lot of people take their merch super serious, and that kind of takes the fun out of everything. Like at least for me, and I'm pretty sure Peanut's on the same page. We want it to really be our brand of like, this is silly. You see it, you're like, yeah, I can see Skip made that, or yeah, I can see Peanut made that. It's our silly goofiness kind of encapsulated in in merch form. They will appear in thrift stores like a like a geocache. What? Um, well, here's the thing. Luckily, they are made when you order them, so we're not wasting time and money pre-printing a whole bunch of stuff. So whenever you order something, it is made pretty much immediately.
Just like this one. This is the newest shirt that I have out.
I did not see this one.
Yeah,
I saw the other one.
this is the newest one I just made last night. So,
Okay, that's why I didn't see it.
yeah, if everybody knows, I'm a huge fan of Legend of Zelda. Um, this one, I tried getting the Master Sword as close as I can. The Hylian Shield, you can tell, yes, the same one. Even the writing, I tried going as close as possible. So that's Nutty Link. But even that, 19.99, I don't think it's that bad pricing for it, especially when you add so much things to it. I'm saying I'm just making pocket change on it. Yeah, I know. Just because Majora's in here, I had to show him that Zelda.
He looks like oh my god, it's this one Simpsons character. Uh is it Ralphie? The one who's like, I'm in danger. That one.
No, he looks a little bit more like the little nerdy one, the little pudgy kid, the one that thinks he's like a smartass. He's basically like a little fat nerd.
I Man, it's been a while
Because
since I
because Ralphie is the slow one.
Yeah, it turns out he's an undercover cop or something like that. Oh god, now I'm going that'll be a whole nother episode we do. Um but you had a topic for today.
I did.
So
So, guys, there's a specific story that some people know, some people live through it, some people I've never heard of. So, from a beloved movie to almost ruining an entire division that a lot of people are into. A lot of us included, a lot of us are into gaming. It almost didn't become what it became nowadays just because of the movie E.T. So,
You say beloved movie. I hated that movie as a kid. I still hate that movie. Mind you, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I always had just a hatred for that movie as a child. I think I would have to watch it again to really judge it, but please continue.
there's a lot of people that enjoy it, some people that hate it. Same thing like Chucky. A lot of people love it, a lot of people are frightened by the doll. But still, it's a lot of people see it like as a cult classic. This one I haven't seen in a very long time as well, but we're gonna be talking about this because we're talking on gaming, which gaming almost didn't become what it actually became just because of this or movie turned into a game. This game, when it came out on the Atari, was so hyped, so loved because of the movie, but it failed miserably, miserably. If anybody has ever seen the gameplay for the ET game, it is pathetic. They've had some much better games on the Atari. They were trying to go into a much more story based because a lot of the games they had were like what Pong. They had like simple games, and the game, the premises. I understand what they were trying to do. It was nothing close to what the movie even resembled. It was nothing close to anything that'd be interesting. Nobody knew what the heck was going on. And you seen a retired firefighter? Yeah, it's terrible. It was so bad that there's an actual landfill out in New Mexico that is full of this game. There's one hero that came along and wasn't the only one that sparked the gaming franchise to come back and get better, but they are
Mhm.
known as the one who actually saved gaming after. I know there was other games in between, but the certain franchise that everybody knows is beloved, still growing to this day, now charging you a lot for their consoles. But Nintendo came along with the little plumber called Mario. And because of the Super Mario Brothers game, that game, we're not talking about the movie, but that game is the one that actually sparked everything. And I know Skip loves that movie, but
I
that
want to
Super
play that
Mario
one
Brothers
day.
game is the game that actually turned around gaming once again, and people got in love with it because they thought games are just brain rot. So much things wrong with it, especially that whole the whole scandal with ET. Nobody wanted to buy games anymore. Nobody trusted it.
Wait, was it really a scandal?
I couldn't get the
Like
word.
it was just a flop, wasn't it? Because like
Huge
scandal
flop.
would have been like, oh, there was some secret message about joining a cult, and it's like, oh, there's a okay, so it wasn't a scandal. It was just a huge flop. Got it.
Yeah,
But
major flop that
here's
almost ended. Basically, this is equivalent to the market crash when back in the 20s, the Great Recession. That's how bad it was. That the I'm talking about the moment that caused how
yeah,
bad of a
no,
tragedy.
I understand what you're getting at, but like I don't know if it's as monumental. And mind you, I haven't done a whole lot of research. This episode, Peanut has all the information. He kind of ran a bit by me last night. And I was like, "Oh, okay. That sounds interesting." So I'm going off of just no information period. This is Peanut's dark romance episode where I know pretty much nothing about this. I just know gaming when so the way that you had prefaced this to me and the way that you just had talked about is like this was like an apocalyptic event of gaming, and it's like, well, gaming at that time wasn't as big as it is now. Like you said, the brain rot and all that stuff. I literally, as you were just telling it, I just looked up what the game looked like, and I have seen that game before, and I don't know why it just didn't register in my brain when we first started talking about it. Yeah, the game looked awful. I don't think there was really any point to it. Like it didn't seem like it had any sort of plot. You just found things, I guess. Um, But like you were talking about, Mario came along, and it seemed like Mario. If Mario was a flop, that I feel like would have been a cataclysmic event for gaming. And it's just the landfill thing. I think is hilarious because if you're so bad that you pretty much have your own graveyard to yourself, and mind you, I looked it up just a little bit before me and Peanut went live because he was talking about. I'm like, what? No way. And it's there's other games that Atari made that are in this landfill that is essentially their cartridge graveyard. But it seems like most of it is ET, and I can imagine why that game flopped because me personally, again, and I already said this, I hated that movie as a kid. I couldn't tell you why for sure. Maybe we'll rewatch it, and then we'll have another episode, ET Part Two, just like we're gonna have Book Talk Part Two eventually. Um, but the because I mean, I think that would have came around the same time as like Tetris, right? But Tetris would have been older
Mm,
because
I think
Tetris.
Tetris was there.
Sorry, there was just a long message that popped up. Eggy retweeted your Frosty bot, and I was very confused for a second. Um, but there's so many games that were marketed for adults. Like there was Tetris, I think Centipede, um, Space Invader, all these like harder, kind of more tactical thought out games. And then the moment they try to do kids games, they just was a huge flop. So I think in terms of nothing on the market for kids games is why Mario being as successful as it is, especially at that time, really took off because it was okay. It's you. It's still hard. Like I've played the original Mario's like a couple years back. They're not easy. And mind you, I'm not saying I am the best gamer in the world, but if you give me an older console, I'm gonna struggle because the latency is the thing that's gonna kill me. But ET wasn't as innovative. It didn't look like there was any story, and it was like a monotone bunch of greens. But then you got like Super Mario. I think the original one was very monocolored, right? It
Yes.
was there wasn't a lot of colors going on, but the shadowing, the shading, there was more effort put in visually for what they had at the time. So coming in with ET, literally you had a garbage game from the start. And I don't think ET is as crucial to gaming history as you're saying, but I don't have all the facts. So I am curious if there is more to talk about.
Yeah, no, this game just there wasn't much going. It was really bad, and what they were trying to do, they were trying to push the market for more family games because at this time was 1983. This game was a huge flop that people were trying to get games outside of a bar because that's all people knew it was either at a bar, some kind of liquor, wherever they might have games. That's all that people had back in that time. They didn't
Mm.
have like full on Ataris all the time. Main thing people knew was just, hey, it's a bar thing. We don't want this for our kids. We don't want this. This is terrible. Especially when they saw ET, they thought even worse of it.
Was there
That
an ET arcade like a bar machine? Hold on, I need to check this.
That I don't know, but I do know that they were trying many different games because, like Space Invaders, for example, that thing was in the bars that people were playing a lot of different things that people were in love with. Like, yeah, let's have a drink and play this game. That's the idea that a lot of parents had in their head. That's the reason why they were so against trying to bring consoles home. So when the Super Nintendo came out, uh, well, actually, sorry, not Super Nintendo, the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, and the Super
Mhm.
Nintendo. when all those came out, people were much more joyful, especially when they were seeing this game Mario. Because yeah, it started from different games. You had Donkey Kong. You had this plumber that just he kept showing up in different games. He was a referee. He was trying to save a princess. He's been in so many different games.
He's a
But
doctor.
Gifted 50. What?
Yeah, I saw that. I wasn't quite sure. Apparently,
Oh,
Eggy
no,
gifted 50 to Eggy.
that's
I
funny.
don't know what that means.
That's
But yeah, Mario. I mean, and then there was so much that stemmed from Mario after that because there's I don't know how many Mario games there are, but like in the in the beginning, there was Super Mario, and then it was like Super Mario World, Super Mario 2. There are I think there was at least 4 or 5 during like a really short period of time when these games first came out because they were blowing up so much. So I
like,
know
let's say
there's
Super
Dr.
Mario
Mario.
2 was never an actual Mario game. It just got the actual um what's the word I'm looking for? It was a completely different game and they put a
Mhm.
skin on top of it and said, "Hey, this is Super Mario 2."
I do remember hearing about that. I was gonna say something else about it, and the thought just escaped my mind. Um, oh, and then there was a TV show that stemmed off of it. There's a couple of movies that stemmed off of it, and the the Super Mario movie from the 90s. A lot of people do not like that movie. I love that movie. It's just a fun time when you watch it as a kid because for some reason they made like this like gritty looking noir style just because it's like almost like a cyberpunk city and it's just so funny to me as an adult. But as a kid, I thought that movie was awesome. So yeah, Mario has I know we're talking about ET, but now we've gone into Mario, but like Mario, yes, definitely shaped the world of gaming.
And I'm going to
And
show you
then
guys a little bit of ET so you guys understand
wow,
what I'm talking about.
you might want to I don't know about that just because copyright stuff.
It's on
You might be able
YouTube.
to show us
Well, it's just
and
gonna. That's why I'm just gonna show like minor pictures from it.
okay, because I mean Mel and Cass they did Code Lyoko and they got flagged for it. It won't work.
I'm
Or what do
Code
you mean?
Lyoko.
What do you mean, Eggy? What are you
So
trying to do?
so
Eggy, save your money.
so guys,
Just the loading screen is awful.
the loading screen right there. Let me skip a little bit into.
Hold on, can we just acknowledge that ET right there
Yeah.
looks like a dick? Like his neck is the shaft and his eyes and mouth are the just the sack. Like it is hideous. Like they're bad, like they're ugly in real life. Somehow pixelated, they make them look worse. It is just awful and I hate it.
Yeah, I think it was
Please continue.
bad. So this is basically what the game looks like. Everything is green, so you're like, what the hell? And it's not like you're walking around trees. You walk through the trees. So all that dark green right there, those are
It looks like a
trees.
carpet. Like it looks like a bad carpet from Sims, like Sims 1, like it didn't render properly.
Like, look, what is this?
Yeah, it's
I think that's the grave where he ended up. I
yeah.
don't.
Well, that's just it, Eggy. It was Atari, right? Atari.
Yeah, but it was people who didn't care or you or didn't even watch the movie, from my understanding. Like, how are you gonna look into something? Like, look, what is this? Are you running from an enemy? Is that Pong in the middle? What is that?
That looks like a beer keg with legs. It's ET running from his student debt.
Like, look, I'm assuming that's a park ranger over here in the corner. Like, what is this?
I mean, at least like that looks like if you said, "Hey, park ranger," yeah, that looks like a park ranger. Everything else looks like nothing.
Like, look, I'll even show you what the movement looks like. I'll give you a couple of seconds.
Mute it. Make sure you mute it before you play.
I already hit
Yeah.
play. So look at the movement. Why is he flying?
I think it's him just moving up the map? Question mark. I'm not 100%. What is the dude's doing the stanky leg in the fucking corner?
Like, look,
But yeah, you guys get the point.
like you
That,
can't
that's the whole
figure out
game.
what you're supposed to do in this game. That's how bad it is. Like it's terrible, terrible.
TRBL.
And that's what I'm
But
trying to
yeah,
figure out. Like, what were people thinking?
well, here, like you said, I don't know if that was what you heard, where it was like it was just made by people who never seen the movie or never played a video. That's 100% right. Like just looking at that, I can tell you for sure, 100% that's on the money. I mean, that's like there was a recent game that did that too, and I can't think of who it was. Where it was like a whole development team that made this game that took the name of an already established franchise, and it's like people are like, have you played these games? Like what happened? I can't think of which studio did it.
Yeah, I forgot, but like, so it says right here that a fiscal year 1983 had resulted in a loss of $536 million for Atari. And the years following, the company spun off from the parent company Warner Communications. So Warner was on top of this one. That thing is terrible. And dedicated to the Atari 2600, they were disposed of well in a New Mexico desert, guys. Like, this is this is pretty bad. So a lot of people had already lost faith in gaming, especially because I'm telling you, it was a bar thing where people thought, it's for adults when they're drinking and stuff. This isn't something that's going to be with family. We should be reading books, playing outside, stuff like that. But here we are now. Mario came in and people got more faith in it. People were like, hey, you know what? All right, there can be games for kids. And then eventually it just spun off to a lot of different genres that kept coming out. Shooters were coming out. Like a lot of games I'm into, like Contra, Mario, Zelda, a lot of different things that came from it.
Back to the Mario thing really quick, because I was trying to look at the game I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Did you know there's a game called Hotel Mario?
Maybe. I know there's a Mario's missing.
So Hotel Mario, this was made in 94, is a puzzle game, but essentially it's like regular Mario, but you chase Bowser through a hotel. Like he kidnapped the princess and for some reason went to a motel or a hotel. Motel would have made it so much worse. I think it might have been the Lord of the Rings Gollum game. I think that might be the one I was thinking of. It was like, oh yeah, it's Lord of the Rings, but like everything about it was so bad, and they just used the name Lord of the Rings basically, and like they're supposed to be going through like Gollum's adventure and stuff, and I guess it was just absolutely awful, and everybody hated it.
Aggie
And
says she
then
still can't get past the second island on Mario Bros.
I mean, have you tried getting good? I'm just joking, Eggy. Please don't hurt me. On this list for worst video games, one of them is Aliens Colonial Marines. I love that game. I'm sorry, Eggy. I'm sorry. Also, if you are watching this on YouTube, we do actually do live stream on the Purple app. I don't know if we're multi-streaming right now, but for some reason,
Not at the moment.
okay, because certain platforms get mad the moment you say, "Hey, we're streaming on Twitch."
TikTok does.
Eggy, don't you tease me with that. If you buy a plane ticket and you come up here, I will take you to get boba and books. Don't you threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, but
Um,
other than that, some of the games that have been out, yes, there's some that are terrible flops. Terrible. Some they're not gonna ruin gaming, but when you're starting out to try getting consoles in a home, when parents are already standoffish because they think it's gonna be bad for their kids, some people might think it's a religious thing that no, these games are the devil. That
well,
that game was pretty close.
here's the thing though, is a lot of games, the ones that are like, oh, this is going to ruin our child's brain. He's going to grow up to be, a criminal. That's on the parent, right?
Agreed.
Because when Grand Theft Auto came out, that like people were just buying it for their kids and not knowing what it was. And it's I mean, I believe the first two were top down, right? I'm pretty sure they were.
Hmm.
And so there's a little bit more, you know, dissociating between a game when you're like over the top looking at like a little dot of a person with arms going around doing stuff to being third person over the shoulder seeing things happen in 3 dimensions. So more than ET, I think Grand Theft Auto was quite impactful on gaming. And I'm not saying good or bad, but I'm saying the way that games were made, because one of the funny things was, and I don't know if GTA was the first game that did it, but it's the one that I remember doing it because I had only played it like once when I was a kid. It was when you moved, your character didn't actually move. It was the world around your character that was moving, and your character just stayed in place, which was really funny. So going from these 2 dimensions into 3 dimensions is the thing that really brought gaming to the next level, along with trial and error games, because of course you're always going to have games that just don't hit, but like enough people buy it where they explore the genres. Like Mortal Kombat, still a side scroller, however it is 3 dimensional, the graphics are better. So there's still those 2 dimension games that still hit, they're great. Silk Song, Hollow Knight just came out, and like people are losing their minds over that game. I've never played it. I have no opinions about it, but it's gained popularity, and I don't know whether or not it is warranted. Maybe I'll end up playing it at some point, but I'm not much of a side scroller person. So the evolution of gaming kind of needs the bad games like ET, I think. So I don't think
I don't know that
ET.
bad though.
Well, here's the thing, and just from me personally, like when I listen to a book and I hear stuff in it where I'm like, why would you do this? Even if it is the worst book, Haunting Adeline, or uh,
Lights a
the
cigarette, hangs up the phone.
what?
Lights up a cigarette and hangs up the phone.
Oh my god, yeah, that's so stupid. Or the Her Soul to Take, where for some reason halfway through the book, every sentence either begins or ends with "baby girl." I'm just like, "Ugh." But it's it pushes people to make better things. So like obviously ET, maybe ET was the thing that pushed Mario to be as good as it was, where they were making a game, they're like, we need to make this better. A bunch of people who were passionate about, video games and stuff when they first started, and it's like, cool, we can make this game, we can do it better. Basically, they $1 million manned it. We can bring him back, we can make him stronger, better, faster. So, well, I mean, if you look in like nature and stuff like that, bad shit happens to cause the next step in evolution. So why couldn't it apply to video games?
So what do you say, Mario? Even though there's a lot of games, because NES came out with thousands of games, thousands. I'm not even playing. If you look at the library for NES, there was thousands of games because they were made from so many different people, and yeah, it was not all of them were great, but still, ET was just it was that terrible. But
Yeah.
other than that, would you say Justify would be Mario is like the phoenix that rose from the ashes?
No, I wouldn't say that at all, because here's the thing: I said $1 million man. That was they took something, they took the general premise of one thing and turned it into something else that was better, that they invested more money in. Because you're using the analogy of a phoenix. I'm about to full nerd out on you for a second. Because a phoenix is the same entity that dies over and over again but comes back the same bird. So essentially, no. E.T. was not a phoenix. It was just a flaming pile of crap that fell out of the sky.
But
Just
that's what
like the
killed it.
movie.
Okay.
I mean, I'd more consider it the Kurt Cobain of video games, but that was
But
such a
Kurt,
bad
but Kurt
joke.
Cobain had a lot of great hits.
True, but also he may or may not have suck started a shotgun. Uh, that's more of what I was getting at.
Oh yeah, no, I
Uh,
know.
it was a horrible joke. I'm very sorry for anyone who's offended by that. Sorry, you're so easily offended. Anyway, it's okay. It's Peanuts channel. I'll only get him canceled.
That's fine. It's
But
just a
no,
nutty podcast.
this is just the Nutty Pocket. We do get a little crazy on here. Um, but no, I think more or less, uh, E.T. was the nuclear bomb that irradiated Godzilla to make him the giant kaiju that he is.
Okay.
Uh, but here's okay. So here's the thing, though. Also, Mario, I feel like is oversaturated now. It's
Hmm.
overused, and granted, I'm sure Nintendo is going to ride out Mario's success until the day that it dies, and then probably come out with games after that. I'm not saying it is a bad franchise. I Every generation has their own Mario. I'm just old enough to have seen all the Marios. I'm not that old, but like to have experienced the Marios within a timely manner, all the ways from 1 and 2. Because like my grandparents, they had a Super Nintendo at their house just for the grandkids, and they had all the older games. So I did play Mario. I did play. It was Kirby, and then we had another game, and I can't remember what it was. But as the new generations come about, they keep coming out with new Mario games. So each generation has their own Mario, and I think that's what's keeping it alive. And I think that's what's kind of keeping it from just being a bad franchise is the reinvention of the wheel, but bringing it into the newer evolutions of gaming, right? Because it was the 2D side scroller, then it went 3D, then now there's like Super Mario World. So it's like there's whole areas to explore, not just from A to B. You can go and explore everything else, where it basically becomes an RPG. So not I'm not going to sit here and, stroke Mario's ego, but I do respect the the uh ingenuity of Nintendo to keep it fresh for the next generations.
Yeah, because so many games we would have never seen, in my opinion, if people weren't accepting of the consoles in the home anymore. Yes, there were a
Mhm.
lot of arcade ones that eventually came out. Like one of my favorite games in the arcade, separate from the fighting games, would be like Cruising USA. There was a lot of great games out there that would have never made it to your home, would have never made it onto this streaming platform. This streaming platform would have never been made for some of the
Mhm.
stuff if consoles at home were never really made after the Atari. So
True.
thank for that. All those games that came out, Mario started something that kept it alive, at least for that little bit of lifespan it still had, and then evolved to a lot better games, in my opinion. That Mario's always been great. It sparked a lot of different games like Pokemon, Link, from Legend of Zelda. Not specifically direct, but being able to have
Oh,
that franchise, yeah, yeah. Being
yeah.
able to have that platform to continue at home consoles. Halo, Destiny, Gears of War, Call of Duty. There's a lot of different games that we would have never seen if that home console never came along.
You know what's kind of funny? It's also kind of messed up. the fact that I don't think we'd have video games without World War II, which this, hey, just hold on, just bear with me for a second. So, a lot of the media we consume, like from Japan and all that, started after the war when Akihabara was a black market that was selling like computer parts and stuff like that. And then after the war, American soldiers were trading like comic books, uh, American comic books for some of their media. And one of the things, which this is quite funny. So you know how anime they all have really big eyes,
Mhm.
right? That stems from Betty Boop because they were trying to sell to the American population overseas, and they would trade for Betty Boop comics after the war while all the soldiers were still deployed. And they started to do the art style more in the realm of Betty Boop to try and sell their idea for media and stuff back to the U.S. Market. So a lot of the stuff, because Nintendo is a Japanese company, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, it is.
And I don't remember what Atari was. I think Atari might have been this. But a lot of their media and stuff was influenced after the war, just because it was the first time that you know a a giant amount of Americans were there to kind of have these interactions with, where they find out, oh, they like this, we could sell them that, and go from there. So video games might have been affected by ET, but I think it was more affected by World War II.
And speaking about animes, there's some animes that would have never came out if they didn't drop the bomb on Hiroshima. You know about Gundam, correct?
I I vaguely know about Gundam. Uh I know it's giant mech fighting, which I mean I love. I mean, one of my favorite books, Heaven Breaker, not sponsored. It'd be cool if I was somehow. I don't know how that would work. Is all about mech jousting. You know, like medieval jousting.
Hmm.
Well, think of it at light speeds. But yeah, I know Gundam, and then and then I. This is kind of off subject, kind of the same thing. I recently learned about Evangelion, where it's like there's some whole like religious themes behind it and some stuff where it's like demonic possessions or something. I don't know. It was a weird clip. I didn't quite understand all of it, but you were talking about Gundam, and I was starting to get those and Evangelion mixed up, which I have not seen either of them, but that's a whole thing. Maybe we'll do an anime episode soon.
We could. So I don't know the full breakdown, which I can do more research on, but if it wasn't for the bomb drop in Hiroshima, the person who actually designed Gundam actually never had the idea until the bomb was dropped. Yeah, I was actually seeing a video about this recently, which I got to look more into it so I give you guys more accurate info. But he didn't get the inspiration until after. So some of these animes would have never actually appeared if it wasn't for that bombing. And as sad as it sounds, there's a video where it's a small skit that I was watching where the guy makes a joke. He's like, "I'm gonna prevent Japan from entering the war," and because
Oh, I know exactly what video you're talking about too.
about the shampoo and the conditioner.
Yeah, I think I seen that video like 2 weeks ago. I don't even think I sent it to you or you sent it to me. Somehow I know exactly which video you're talking about.
Yeah, so just giving you guys some idea what it was. Guy's making a joke that he has a time machine in his bathtub. If he puts a certain amount of shampoo or conditioner, he either goes back or forth in time. So he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna prevent the bombing in Japan, and hopefully they don't join the war." So he does. All of a sudden, there's all this like great advancement in Japan. We're best friends with Japan, but
Yeah,
Uh,
future like utopia and everything.
mhm. And that they cured cancer and all this crazy stuff. And then after he's like, "Oh, how about anime?" He's like, "What the fuck is anime?" They're like, like Gundam and stuff. The fuck is Gundam?
Yeah.
Oh, what? There's no anime. And the guy goes back in time to make sure the whole bomb
He's going back
happens.
to the time machine. So dumb.
And
Um,
but there's a story behind that, so I gotta do some research on that. But
mhm.
yeah, if it wasn't for certain events, it could be catastrophic or I can't speak right now. The headache's getting me. Catastrophic, or it could be something that could have just killed an entire lineage, like E.T. Even though a lot of people like the movie, not everybody, but a lot of people did. It almost killed the whole franchise of gaming. But I think with time, people got more into it, more understanding, and after over 1,000 games of the NES, they finally accepted it. They made so many games for the NES. I don't think any other console has ever made as many games because they had so many studios making games for this thing.
I mean, there's still people that have the mentality of D&D when it first came out. I was like, "Ooh, it's the devil." Um, but I mean, it all comes down to personal preference of how, essentially, how you want to raise your children. Because, like, I spent a lot of time of my childhood playing video games, but also I was a very depressed person throughout like middle school and high school, and video games were my escape. And essentially, it was, in a way, I think it was both helpful and detrimental because, like, I wasn't out like fucking around doing drugs and stuff like that, but also I would kind of separate myself from people because I'd be playing video games. And I even like online with people, it would be solo games. So when it comes down to, hey, do you want your kids to be playing video games? That's a personal choice. I personally don't think it's a bad thing because I mean we kind of make money off of it, so it's not like we could just sit here and talk shit about it. That's how I've met, actually. That's how I met Peanut. That's how I met the Day Night Duo. It's how I met a bunch of awesome people on Twitch through video games and the shared joy of a common thing. But
And
but yeah, I
it
don't.
expands to so many things that we're still doing to this day. Like gaming
Mhm.
has evolved where it's not just you and a friend gaming, something you talk about when you're in the classroom with your friends. Hey, did you know you can get Mew under this truck? And like all these stories coming out. Like there's a
I
lot of
I
different stuff.
I remember hearing about that. The Mew that you had to do X, Y, and Z at this. I don't remember if it was actually true or not.
No. There's
I never
there's the
did
whole
video games a lot. Me too, Ed. Me
Yeah,
too.
there's a huge story behind that, but it sparks so many different things where you'd be hanging out with your friends, it sparks up a random story. Hey, this is what's going on. This is why I found out in this game, and then it starts out like let's say locker room talk, um, where you get so many different things. A lot of people enjoy it. You try out different things on a game. Like let's say Mario, you can use the flute on Super Mario, and then you can skip worlds. You can actually beat the game in less than 30 if you're just flying through it. Just because you're using all the flutes, there's a lot of different things that people got into, and none of this I think would have happened if console gaming is never really made it. And I've always had a console since I was little. My brothers had the NES, SNES, Sega Genesis. I had the Dreamcast, N64, PS2, 3, 4, 5, Xbox, all the way up to the newest, and all the handhelds. I never had a Game Boy or Game Boy Color, but I had from the Advance and above. But I would play the Game Boy games on my computer.
You want to take it a step further? I got something.
Yeah.
I don't. This is more of kind of a silly claim at this point, but essentially, we've talked about video games. We talked about D&D. We talked about The Simpsons. You know how all three of those things correlate together?
Oh,
Homer.
we're talking about like Socrates and all that right now, or
Homer, who wrote the Odyssey. There was a theory that the Odyssey was basically a game of D&D, and it was basically they were playing this game and it ended up being a book. I don't know how true this is. Again, this is more of a silly claim at this point. However, if you know the Odyssey, it's not far-fetched. It really feels like a D&D game, right? Because hey, you pissed off Zeus. Well, you've been out for 20 years. All right. Well, it's like, "Oh, your wife never found another husband." Da 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 da. Oh, cool. He comes back, has a John Wick moment, and kills all the suitors in his house. It really feels like a D&D game or any RPG of nowadays. So whether that is true or not, it does come down to your epic stories that kind of shaped people's imaginations. So even if it wasn't a D&D game, you could take this claim all the ways back. You could take it back to the Bible, I guess. Because let's be real, whether you are religious or not, the Bible has a lot of stories in it that are action, like not even just about any sort of religious text, because there is stories of wars, there's stories of great triumphs, of great sorrow, things like that. So essentially, what we're talking about is more of just in the realm of recent history that affects us. However, you could go all the ways back to all these different writings, whether they are true or not, that spark some sort of inspiration for creativity.
Yeah, like we can even go back to September 23, 1889 if you like. We can talk about Nintendo's origin as Nintendo Kopai, where it was a card game
Mm-hmm.
prior to anything related to what we have nowadays that we all know and love Nintendo.
I'm just laughing because it was like I was watching the screen. I just saw your screen flashing across your face, and then you came out with that very specific date. I'm like, what? Oh, okay, I know what you were doing now. All right, that makes sense. But I mean, I couldn't even tell you the last Nintendo game I played because like I feel like Nintendo was just super popular when we were kids, and then basically you hit an age where it's you can either take it or leave it, right? Because you have like Sonic, Mario, uh those are the only two I can think of Nintendo. Oh, Pokemon, all these games. And not to say that these games are bad in the slightest. I mean, they've made a bunch of, some are better than others, at least in the franchises. Um, but like I kind of drifted off because I was started doing the first person shooters, the more tactical games. And then so you are it's kind of like Disney adults. It either sticks with you for your life or you kind of just grow out of it. And again, not throwing shade on whether or not you are a Disney adult or you are a Nintendo adult. By all means, you do you, have fun. I'm not going to judge you for it unless you like the ET game. Uh, but no, it's one of those things of like I couldn't tell you a Nintendo game for adults today, right? Because it is a lot of family friendly, very colorful, very eye catching games. Unless they're like subsidiary companies
Yeah, like
where it's
so
like,
many games
oh,
that I play nowadays, like even shooters. Um, Shooters nobody really expected to be in the homes. Everybody thought every game has to be family friendly, especially after Nintendo basically took over the market on gaming for quite some time until you got PlayStation, Xbox. Sega had a couple different games as well, but you wouldn't really see shooters. Like one of my favorite shooter genre or shooter series is going to be Gears of War. Gears of War is such a fun game to me. There's other games I'll play like Destiny. I really enjoyed Halo. But Gears of War, I keep going back to, which I was just doing the playthrough recently. I still need to get back on that and finish the game. But these games, I feel we would never touch unless it was at a bar or something. Because some of these games you still see at the bar, like House of the Dead.
I
Um,
love House of the Dead.
yeah, that game is fun. You still got Space Invaders. You still got a lot of different games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and some of them can be transferred from a game to a movie, from a movie to a game, but some not so much. I wonder if ET will ever try making a rebuttal to that original game.
So the only like adult style game that I would even classify for Nintendo that I have experienced would be Metroid Prime, because it does like there's guns. Some of the areas are, I guess, kind of spooky, I guess, just from what I remember. Like there's aliens that run at you that are terrifying. That's the only like, just because I just went to the Nintendo homepage just see what games are, but pretty much besides that, it is very colorful, very family friendly oriented.
How
I
about
guess I guess technically you could take the Wario games because they're a little more crass. They have a bit of adult style humor, but other than that, I'm not seeing much of like, oh, this is a game kind of marketed for adults. There are some games that are like the turn-based combat where it's still the fantasy vibes of like Zelda. Um,
I got a
oh
game for
wait,
you.
Bayonetta. Never mind.
All right, I
I think
got a game for you though. On the N64 original release, re-release on the Xbox, very colorful game, looks very cartoony, very adult oriented. Conquers Bad Fur Day.
I never played it. I know what game you're talking about, but I never played it. I know
Eh,
that game was supposed to be like super super raunchy. Was that
Very.
Nintendo?
That was
Or was
Rare collab with Nintendo, and it came out on the N64.
okay. I'm just checking one thing.
Medal of
Is
Honor.
Bayonetta is Sega, so it's not. I mean,
A lot of
Sega
the
is
Sega
Sega,
titles did get sold
yeah,
over to Nintendo and Xbox.
but originally I think it was made for Sega, so it's not a Nintendo franchise technically. But was Metroid?
Metroid was Nintendo. And let's say
Yep.
this arcade game. A lot of people don't know this one. Um, Sonic. There was a Sonic arcade game where you'd actually save Mario.
Was that the one that just came? Oh no, you're talking arcade games. Okay.
Old
Because
arcade game.
I know there's that one that just came out where you play as Princess Peach,
This
right?
is
'Cause
um, there is a Princess Peach game, I believe. There's also a Zelda game, but no,
mm,
this is a game prior to a
mm,
Sega discontinuing all their consoles and everything. This was an arcade game where you'd play a side scroller where you actually save Mario.
okay.
I used to play this when I used to visit my family in Mexico.
I still hate Zelda, by the way. So stupid. It pisses me off.
Amazing timeline.
Shut the fuck up. I hate you so much sometimes. And if you're curious on what I'm talking about, go check out. I think it was episode like 6.
Mm,
I think it was episode 6
I think it was
of
7.
why is one of them. You know what? Just watch go back, watch every single Nutty podcast episode, and then get back to us. But yeah, you'll find out why I hate Zelda, and it was Peanut that ruined it for me. But the last Nintendo was Mario Odyssey. Nice. I think I played Odyssey actually.
I
Whichever one
never
you could
finished it.
You can throw
That,
the hat and possess things.
that's Odyssey.
Okay, yeah, that was the last one I pulled.
Oni-chan?
Um, but yeah,
But guys,
Nintendo.
yeah. No, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say Nintendo. Nintendo, I can take it or leave it. I don't think there's super innovated from them in a while. I think they've just kind of been reinventing the same thing over and over again, just trying to make it better and more palpable for the masses.
Yeah, but uh, going back to it, guys, 1985. That's the date when everything changed. The 2 year um, downhill of Atari with ET. 1985 is when Mario arrived. Super Mario Brothers single-handedly revived that industry, according to many people. Um, and just it kept going up from there. It's crazy how an industry could have collapsed, but you find your saviors wherever you don't think you're gonna find them. There's a lot of things. 1905, you were 5 years old. Nice.
I was probably still sperm. I might not even been sperm at that point.
I was still 7 years waiting.
I was still 10 years in the waiting. God, we're old. Bunch of old men with a podcast. Cringe. It's like every podcast nowadays.
It's true. But that's what you got. It's just it's been so weird just going on from where it was to where it is now and what it's evolved into. It's evolved into so many different things where a lot of people game. You make money from gaming when a lot of people said it was brain rot. A lot of people are professional gamers, which you never thought you'd see that in the Olympics. But
You know what's
esports is a
funny?
thing. Hmm.
I think technically we would be considered professional gamers because we do actually get paid to play video games, which is
True.
weird. And we're aware. And Eggy, yes, very cringe. But you keep you keep showing up. And of course you missed the one episode where we start talking dark romance. So who's the real cringe one now? Imagine not showing up for one of the best episodes. Cringe.
Yeah, she
I
missed that whole episode about book talk. My wife even made it there.
Yeah, you missed out on hearing Peanut's Peanut's wife.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
we had Witty Mitchie, Chef Mike, which I just talked about it yesterday on his stream because we're part of it. We're doing our draft for WWE,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Damn, I crashed out so hard because Skip, blah blah blah." Like I
Oh
was
my
still
god.
pissed off.
It was so funny. He went down a deep rabbit hole. He had to pull himself out. Uh well, it was so funny because he was reading the bad reviews on the books that I was talking shit about. Uh, and it was just so funny because he didn't believe me. And then I went to his stream after we did the book talk, which was funny because like I was really feeling in my element doing that episode. But he kept making jokes in our stream and stuff about the haunting Adeline, and then he started reading the reviews of it, and he's like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "This is so funny. He finally understands my pain." But I know you want to get Chef Mike on here because and he's actually writing his own book as well, which I
I'm
think would
actually
be
gonna be on his episode next week on the 12th. I'm
is it
on
going to be
Chef Talk
The Chef of Sutra?
with Chef Sutra.
But yeah, go check out Chef Mike, cool dude. Um, we met him through Devil, real nice guy. I'd been on his well, it wasn't technically his podcast, but he was the host of the podcast because now he's rebranding and now it's his podcast that he's doing. I forget what was he calling it, the Chef Cat, like the Chef Mike podcast.
This new one's called the Chef Talk, I believe.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was either that or the Chef Mike podcast. But definitely go give him a checks. I was gonna say a checksy daisy. I was like, I don't know why I was trying to mix check and looksy daisy together. I don't get paid, but I'm a pro gamer. Yes, Ed, because you have the world record for no hit in Bioshock, right? Yeah, check C Daisy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because Ed's talked to me about that a few times, and that's that for his birthday. I was doing Bioshock on my stream. No deaths. That's what it is. No deaths. He's good. He's not that good. A no damage run. That would be insane.
That'd be
Um,
crazy.
but yeah, I think it'll be interesting to have more people on the podcast just to get more points of view than just us, because 90% of the time we pretty much agree with things. It's very rare that we have polarizing opinions on things, unless you're just trying to troll me, like the haunting Adeline, or there was something else you were trolling me about. Oh, the Skippa Sutra,
It's a thing
which
now. The lore.
is now this shirt, so I can't really be mad at it anymore. Uh, remember teamnutty.com if you want merch. Also, use code Nutty at Dubby for however much money on.
10% off of w.gg. Use code Nutty22, guys. Get yourself 10% off your first order. But guys, here, let me show you at least what the website looks like, because I've designed a couple different things to it. I keep modifying it. Let's see, Nutty share. So this is the landing page for teamnutty.com, guys. That's the Peanut Collection, the Nutty Podcast Collection, the Nutty Collabs, which has the new cup right there. And if you go down here, you're gonna see Team Nutty, guys. So if you go to Meet Team Nutty, you're gonna see the first person already included on Team Nutty, which is Skip. So follow Skip Starhopper. You got his bio, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. They all go to his landing pages. So check it out. Short bio that I wrote for him. Right, streamer who has a big heart, love for all his friends, family. Skip has grown his social media presence with his daily posts of his Twitch streaming, an advocate for mental health awareness, a great person to follow and have around when you need someone to talk to. Give Skip a follow on all his social, guys.
But of course, my OnlyFans isn't posted on there. I do not have an OnlyFans. Wink, wink.
Yeah, right there. Title co-host of the Nutty Podcast. Skip's merch lands you directly on his collection. So anytime we add anything to his specific collection, not the Nutty collabs, but his collection, you'll see his stuff on there, which you can go anywhere from the mug, stickers, the Skip a Sutra shirt, and the ultimate one, the Skip's Merman Encounter. The one he actually currently has on right now.
I'm currently wearing it. Yes, Eggy. Only Eggy has my OnlyFans. And by OnlyFans, I mean direct messaging. So yeah. But I mean, I pretty much what is that emote? Hold on.
Dog, I think? Oh, from Little G?
Yeah, it's the dog laughing. It took me a second. It low key looked like an ass. I'm not gonna lie.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, it looked like legs. And if you're curious on what we're talking about, make sure you head on over to Twitch. We are live every other Sunday doing this podcast, and you can be a part of the live chat. But yeah, I think we've gone over pretty much every possibility of how gaming could have been evolved through X, Y, and Z. But like, where do we stand on gaming now? What will be the next thing? Because like VR has been taking off quite a bit, and like there's the whole like the walk pads that are being developed and stuff. Like I think it was Disney that was going into like making like the full like rollerball system where you can like run on the pad and it feels like you're actually moving forward, but it consistently recenters you. So I don't know how we're going to go forward into video games, because like of course VR was a huge step. What's the next thing after that? Because they've kind of have the augmented reality stuff in some apps. Like Pokemon Go and stuff like that, where you can have your camera in the real world and find Pokemon and stuff like that. I think the next step is they'd be trying to make like this is gonna be such a cringy reference, Sword Art Online, which I used to love that show, where it's basically full immersion, where you go like full into the game. And if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Goes back to that game I told you about a couple episodes ago.
Yeah,
Stay alive.
yep. But yeah, that's essentially it's the same thing, except it was like the full immersion gaming system. Which if there ever comes a time for the full immersion game systems, do you think you would do it?
I don't know. Well, I think it's gone into a lot of different topics because if you think about it, it's separate from the VR augmented reality. We got escape rooms now. So,
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking specifically video games. By all
um,
means, yeah, there's the whole thing of like, oh, you can go IRL into an escape room, or there's just video games that are escape rooms as well. I'll make big emote. Eggy, no, bad Eggy. You have to use biddies. Do not be spending biddies in here, Eggy.
yeah, like let's say eventually if
Which,
they're doing VR, maybe they're
mhm,
gonna make like contacts that you can put on and you see everything. You don't have to wear a headset anymore. And you just put in your earbuds. Who knows?
yeah, but then that's going to augmented reality.
True,
That's
but
the
instead of
thing.
buying like a full on like thing that you're wearing over.
True, but like the original concept for it, for at least Sword Art, was like full deep dive, like your body just lays there. And, there's a Black Mirror episode. It's like the only episode I saw Black Mirror, and it got really weird. I'm like, cool, I don't like this. And if you know the episode I'm talking about, you'll be like, ah, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, um, but it's like, at what point do we stall out in the gaming development? Because you can come out with games until the end of time, right? Any concept, if you can dream it, you can make it. But where do we stand on consoles? Because it's just been the same thing pretty much every other year of, hey, this is the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, or the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's more of the same, right? And that's why they have like, oh, the PC gamers, it's, the master race of consoles, because you can basically buy one PC and be set for pretty much a decade. So at what point do we just go, okay, one console for everybody? It'll never happen, but what would that console entail? Like, okay, it includes VR, AR. You can strap it on your back, or it straps onto your wrist, and it's just like a giant watch. And it goes wherever you go. Who knows? Well, we'll end up in a world like Idiocracy.
Who knows? One day it'll be the
Sony.
Sony mix. Well, actually, that's occurring right now.
Yeah, I know there's been talk of it, because they've been sharing games now, so they might reach a point where they do become like a one entity.
So right now it's actually a one-way street where Xbox is sharing their games, PlayStation is not, but because Xbox is collaborating with Steam, they're being able to play the exclusive PlayStation games from Steam on their Xbox. So, even though they're not sharing, they're still able to play them.
Hmm.
And that's what's occurring right now, actually.
But I mean, here's the thing. I don't think there's been any good exclusives for a long time.
Mm-mm.
Because like for Xbox, it was Halo, and then PlayStation. I can't remember any of the PlayStation ones from when I was a kid.
Killzone, Twisted Metal,
Killzone. I do. I played a bit of Killzone.
Uncharted.
Killzone. Oh, Uncharted was the one I was thinking of. Because I've never played it, but people lose their minds over Uncharted. And
Uncharted, I
again,
love. Great
again,
game.
never played it. I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying, like, it was a huge thing when I was a kid. It was the exclusive for PlayStation, and like Halo was the exclusive for Xbox. Days Gone and The Last of Us, yeah. I think Last of Us is on both now, if
No,
I'm not mistaken. No. Well, I
still
guess Last of
on
Us.
Naughty Dog's exclusive to PlayStation.
Okay. And I know, like you had mentioned Gears of War. Was Gears of War an Xbox exclusive or was that both?
No, exclusive.
Okay. I played Gears of War. When I played it, I remember enjoying it. I just don't remember a lot about it. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but I do remember I was very entertained playing it.
Yeah, if you play like the campaign, you play
Mhm.
through it, you get what the hell is that? Ah, there's something weird about my screen. So that game, it gets really enticing when you start getting and knowing these characters. Um, if you've played it at least 1 through 3, you go through
Mhm.
an emotional roller coaster of at least what your partner is going through. So, if you guys don't know, I'll spoil it here because this game's already old. It's not a real spoiler, but you go in line with these two characters called Marcus Phoenix and Dominic Santiago. You start seeing their background story. You see all these different Carmine brothers that you're fighting with. You're trying to take out this locust. Part one, you get Marcus out of jail. You don't know why. You eventually figure out with previous story from future games of why he got arrested and everything. But you get him out of jail. You go through the whole thing. You make this giant explosion on the city called Jacinto. They think they take everybody out. Part two, they go underground and try figuring out where's the source. They figure out it's much more advanced than what they thought it was. Part three, they go through this whole thing because in part two, Dominic saw that his wife died. He's been looking for her forever, and the third one, he was so emotionally invested that he couldn't take it anymore. He loved his wife. That was his whole reason of living. And part three, he did something to save his friends, and actually he used himself as a what's the word that we're using on World War II?
The
A
word where you two.
yeah, remember we were talking about World War II earlier. Oh, what?
A kamikaze.
He
You're talking about the
he
plane.
sacrificed himself as a
Yeah.
kamikaze just to
That,
protect his squad, and he knew
yeah.
he was going out because he was doing it for his wife Maria. So it you get so emotionally invested in that part three when that happens, you're like, no, like it's mind
Isn't there
blowing.
and I could be really wrong. Isn't there a DLC where he finds like his wife or something, but she's like in a cocoon, and like it's like him seeing her, but like in reality, it's like basically her like a corpse or something like that.
No,
It might,
it's part of the regular gameplay.
okay, but you know what part I'm talking about, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Where he finds her dead.
Okay, yeah. I couldn't
He
remember if that was the DLC or not. I just
basically all the life is sucked out of her, and he has to end her just so she's not suffering anymore.
yeah.
Because
Okay.
they're
See,
using the humans as kind of like source of energy.
mhm, the Matrix. But yeah, no, because that's like the only part I really remember. I also remember there's a part where like you're in something, you have to ride the mine carts. I don't remember which one that is.
Yeah, I just got through that one on the first one.
Okay. See, I'm not crazy. I did play Gears of War. Uh, I couldn't even tell you. So when I was younger, I couldn't even tell you a character that I like grew attached to. The most recent one, and this is a spoiler, for Expedition 33. Um, I did grow attached to Gustav, which if you're playing the game, I do apologize, but Gustav gets completely just decimated. It's I was like, I didn't see it coming, even though a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I could have told you. I'm like, well, I didn't. So nana nana boo boo, suck a dick. But yeah, I was just like, okay, cool. Well, that happened. Um, and then they bring this new character, which is just Gustav 2.0, and I'm like, huh. All right, well, I guess we like this dude now. But like, yeah, as a kid, I don't think I ever really grew attached to any like characters and stuff. Like, I didn't get like uh super attached to anything as far as like, oh yeah, it's just a video game. They're just characters. Like, I didn't invest any uh emotional, I don't even know what to call it. Like any emotional investment into any characters. But also, I think that's because it's like it's one of those things of like, yeah, this is my escape. Cool, I'm just enjoying the story. Da 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 da. But I know a lot of people do get invested in like these characters and stuff, especially like TV characters too. Because I understand it. It didn't happen till I was an adult, where it's like you grow attached to these characters because you are enjoying the story and you're enjoying the character as a whole. And then when bad things happen to the character, it's you feel bad about it. And it's like, okay, I get it now. Could also be because I'm slightly autistic, but undiagnosed, so it's not real. Grey's Anatomy, Eggy. I have not watched Grey's Anatomy. Apparently, there was like an actual surgeon on the cast of Grey's Anatomy, and it was funny because I was watching a clip of something and they were talking about it, and like Grey's Anatomy, I think it was Grey's Anatomy, like the things they did in the show were just so wrong. And they were making a joke of like, yeah, so we hired a real surgeon just to make it seem more legit. I think it was Grey's Anatomy. I'm not 100% sure though. Actually, I don't know why I think about this, but like, so like I think because Grey's Anatomy was around the same time as Gilmore Girls. And I laugh because my sister-in-law, she loves Gilmore Girls. And there was the one time I had to hear about this twice. My brother walked in on her watching Gilmore Girls and like she was in tears, like crying her eyes out. And she had watched this show a million times. And apparently there's an episode where there's like a flood going on and like it's a whole bunch of like suspenseful drama going on. And like he's like, "Oh, did someone die?" And she just goes, "No, it's just really stressful." And then I was laughing my ass off because like she grew attached to these characters, even though she's seen it a million times. She grew attached, and it's just like, okay, interesting. But I was just more laughing of my brother not understanding it. But yeah, this quick story. Still on topic though, but
Oh yeah.
um, but yeah, I don't know, just trying to feel that attachment to characters. It's kind of like forcing yourself to love something you don't actually love, and then when it happens naturally you're like, ah, everything's great, I love this person. And then it's just like they get mangled in a terrible car accident, you're like, no. But actually, what's really funny is a lot of the times I think that's when I would start losing interest in a show, where it'd be like the character like I would like
New Amsterdam?
enjoy. I cried a lot with New Amsterdam. The beer? Isn't that a beer company? I know
Yeah.
that's not what you mean, but
Could it relate with most of the episodes?
oh, it's vodka. That's what I was thinking of. Oh, I see it. It is a show. It has 5 seasons to it.
Interesting.
But yes, if I can understand why you would feel that way. If y'all don't know, our little Eggy, she is a leukemia survivor, and she's still going through it with medical stuff, but she's a survivor and one of the strongest people we know, and that's why we love her. And she also comes and hangs out and threatens to stab me. She did stream. She hasn't streamed in a bit, but you know what? Maybe someday soon she'll get back into it. So might as well give her a follow now. We love her. You will love her too. Me. I forget. I always forget that I'm a mod in your in your stream. So go give her a follow. Does it do?
They're all about Dead by Daylight.
I mean, yeah, she did play a lot of Dead by Daylight. She also did Until Dawn. I was able to catch her a couple of times when she did the. I think she did it once, maybe twice. But yeah, definitely give her a follow. She deserves it. Um, but yeah, that's all I got. You got anything else you want to talk about?
I'm good right now. I know Eggy put a Reddit story for us that I still haven't even read.
Well, we can do that for next episode.
Yeah, we could do that.
So
You saw her do Resident Evil?
I don't remember that honestly, but whenever you were streaming, I was hopping in because I was like, "Oh my god, it's Eggy! We love Eggies."
See.
Oh yeah, also Eggy. I got a new book. It has the sprayed edges. It's so pretty. Go back on the shelf. There we go. We'll have to do a episode 2 of Book Talk.
Yeah, just gotta plan it out and just whatever we want to do.
But I think we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out after. But until then, I think we're calling it here. So again, if you want merch, head over to teamnutty.com. Get the of course an ad pops up. Let's observe chat in its natural habitat. In the wilds of Peanuts chat, a flurry of emotes dance like leaves in the wind. Egiana's emotive display ranges from panic to pout, while retired firefighter dreams of a gaming utopia. The elusive Rotom escapes capture, leaving the chat in jest. Amidst this, heartfelt confession about Grey's Anatomy and New Amsterdam stir emotions deep as the ocean. A shout out blooms for at Egiana. That's funny.
That's the bot, man.
Hey, you know what? It is what it is. Just waiting
Yeah.
for that ad to be over.
Oh yeah, but I do think everybody that's come in got us through episode 9. We're gonna go double digits on the next episode, guys. So I do appreciate everybody who's joined in, and anybody who talks in chat. You guys aren't forgotten. We do try talking to chat as much as we can. We keep on trying to see what else can we do for the episodes. The ET one just sparked off a video I was watching. I was like, you know what? They're right. I remember this game. I never physically played it, but I've seen so much about it. I was like, I want us to talk about this. I was like, I wonder if Skip's ever played it. If not, let's see what we can show him. But that was one thing that I want to spark the conversation on. That ET game was just so terrible, and if we had to see it, you had to see it.
Well, it's funny. We've made episodes out of less information.
Oh yeah,
Our first couple of episodes.
we just wing it.
Yeah, it's very rare that we have any prep time with each other, but I think that's what makes it very entertaining. You did play it. It was bad. We could tell, Ed. But on that note, with everyone back from the ads, thank you so much for coming in. Remember, if you want merch, teamnutty.com. If you want to get that 10% off, Dubby, code Nutty
22.
and Nutty22. And we will be back not this Sunday, next Sunday, every other Sunday, remember. We do it live on Twitch, and it is uploaded next day onto YouTube. Peanut does do the bits for all his socials and usually tags me. So if you follow either of our socials, it'll be there. You can find me Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday on Twitch, 12 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. And Peanut's schedule is erratic, but normally if I'm streaming, he'll usually hop in. I think that's it for me. You got anything else?
No, my raid command didn't work, so I gotta figure out what's going on there. So let's see.
I mean, it's there for me.
It popped up.
You were reading the sauce, right?
Yeah, no, that's coming out, but the actual raid command's not working. The
Hold on.
like,
Yeah, exclamation point raid.
so I gotta see what's up with my bot.
Well, you better do it manually.
There you go, guys. Copy this raid command. Let them know where you're coming from. Show that love. But we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Next will be a custom Labubu. That's funny.
What, custom Labubu?
Yeah, Ed was saying next will be a custom Labubu by Team Nutty.